Hi there, my name is Mireille Sauve. Thanks for joining me for episode 2 of our virtual tasting series brought to you by COVID-19 and self-isolation. So today we're going to be trying a sparkling wine, which is this wine right here. It's the Dam's Brut. It is one of the 4 wines that you see in front of you, which are all fundraisers for Les Dames d'Escoffier's Scholarship Fund. To date, we have given out $37,000 from the sale of these wines to women in British Columbia to pursue education in the food and beverage industry. Let's not wait. We've got this lovely sparkling wine to try. So the Dam Brut is a blend of 70% Pinot Blanc and 30% Riesling, all certified organic from Anne Sperling's vineyard in Kelowna. And it's all biodynamically farmed as well. I have a mountain of respect for Anne Sperling. She's been a real pioneer in the BC wine industry, and so it's a real honor to work with her. And certainly was an amazing experience crafting this wine under her guidance. It's a traditional method sparkling wine, so just like they make in Champagne, but instead of using sugar to inoculate the second fermentation, used a process called Süß Reserve or sweet reserve. So it's a German process where you hold back the grape juice at the time of harvest and you freeze it. So if anyone needs to buy a freezer, I have 2 very large ones that I no longer need. Anyways, you take that juice and you thaw it out at the time that you want to do the second fermentation in the bottle, and that creates the bubbles. So that's how Champagne and this wine get their bubbles, is a secondary fermentation that takes place inside the bottle itself. So that said, cheers. So the aromas, there's a real nice apple, yeasty, bread dough aroma on the nose. The green apple is there, and a little bit of a lemon lime citrus note on the nose as well. Very delicate, fragrant, maybe a little bit of a floral, like a freesia smell on the nose. And tasting. So I always like to check out the mousse or the bubbles in sparkling wine before I talk about the tasting notes. So the mousse in this is very lively and creamy. The bubbles are very vibrant, and it's very reminiscent of Champagne. It spent 19 months on its yeast, so it really has the very traditional Champagne method of production. Now into the tasting notes. Love that creamy mousse. The acidity is quite high. It's vibrant. Both the Pinot Blanc and the Riesling that go into this wine have a naturally high acidity. So it's quite refreshing on the palate. The flavors, again, you've got that lovely apple, although the apple is more gala apple and less green on the palate. And definitely a brioche note, like a just rising bread, fresh bread. And then you do have a nice little citrusy aftertaste as well, where you've got a little bit of lime zest, lemon juice in the palate. More than anything, this is quite delicate, this wine, and it really is just so refreshing. A lot of people have told me that they love to just have a sip of this on its own at the beginning of the evening. It's a great palate cleanser if you've had a big dinner and you want to have something refreshing afterwards. It's a really nice palate cleanser, but I find that it goes really well with a lot of different appetizers. So it's kind of my favorite canapé wine. So if you're having deviled eggs and prawns, what are they called? Shrimp cocktails, those types of smoked salmon, maybe canapés, past canapés. This wine goes wonderfully with that because it's quite delicate, refreshing. It doesn't stand up against those flavors. It's just quite charming and easy to drink, but at the same time fairly sophisticated because of those nice bubbles. So that is the Dam Brut, and just so that you know, every bottle of these wines supports women's education in food and beverage. So if you're interested in these wines and getting your hands on some, and we are in the middle of a pandemic, which of course we are, I'm willing to help any way that I can. So if that means packaging you up a mixed case and sending it somewhere, I'm happy to do that for you. And if you live in the Okanagan and you'd like to just order even a bottle or two and I can get it to you, I'm happy to do that. The way to do it is to send me an email at info@thewineumbrella.com. Even if you don't need to purchase these wines, I hope that your wines are stocked and keeping you very happy and positive throughout this difficult time. And know that we are all in this together. Thanks for joining me. Cheers.